Okay. So, last we left off, you were all in City of Splendors, Waterdeep, Jewel of the Sword Coast. As soon as you guys entered the city, you had immediately become inundated in the hustle and bustle of this Sword Coast metropolis. After some misunderstandings in the market district, some feathers were ruffled, some tables were crushed, and some insults were thrown around. But you were all able to diffuse the situation and kind of get yourselves a nice little informant in the peddler who had tried to scam all of you. But yeah, after this whole altercation and meeting with some old acquaintances and whatnot, you all made your way to one of the local inns called the Gilded Dragon. You all spent some time at the Dragon talking to the locals and to the bartender, and otherwise went about your own business before settling into rest for the evening. On awakening the following day, you all saw the handiwork of a local vigilante that you had been hearing about throughout the streets, a vigilante known as the Scarlet Blade. Later, while you all made your way through the city, the streets began to empty around you. Very odd for a city as big as Waterdeep. Almost as if the populace knew something bad was about to happen. And as the streets emptied, a gang of goons attacked you all with apparent intent to murder a specific member of your group. You were all able to fight off these assailants, and as the melee wound down, the vigilante made an appearance to assist all of you, and revealed herself to be related to one of the party members. Related to one of you. A long-lost relative, well, intentionally long-lost, having left the city and left the family behind. So that is where we're going to pick up today. On the now bloody streets of Waterdeep, the streets slowly beginning to return to activity as you all stand over all of these bodies.
And we have one not body.
Yeah. If I remember right, we knocked out the, we captured the leader, right?
So you guys do have a captive.
Hypothetically, if we were to rummage through some pockets, what would we find?
So I will point out that you guys just finished a fight and you are on the streets of a metropolis in the middle of the day. So, what would you all like to do?
The very first... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just being...
The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to withdraw the set of manacles I have in my pack and handcuff this guy. While also taking out some strips of cloth to both gag and blind him, so... Because, whoever this vigilante is, she knows our wizard friend, and if he comes to, he does not need to know that.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. All right. And Crimson, are you ready to get that feat on there?
Yeah. So just level up into level 4?
Nope. Yes, level up to 4. Do all that regularly. Do add 2 points to your ASIs, and then remember which ones you added into. We're going to take them out when you're done.
Okay.
And then as soon as you're done with that, we'll get your feet. We'll get your new feet in there. Okay. So, the streets begin to refill around you all. Your captive, the man who was leading the assault against Frederick, is unconscious and unresponsive as Brevin manacles him and makes sure that he doesn't see enough to report to others what might have happened here. People are intentionally ignoring you all. They're kind of walking by. One of them even steps over one of the bodies that you left behind, kind of just like intentionally looking up into one of the windows high overhead to not see what they're stepping over.
great city of Waterdeep.
I appreciate your discretion, but we'll have this wrapped up in no time.
The person closest to you looks aghast, like wide eyes, and just goes pale, like that you'd even acknowledge. Like, basically scurries off.
Brevin has a very large smile on his face because he thinks this is fun.
All right. So, not long after you guys do take care of all of this, assuming that you guys do remain on the streets, a few of the City Watch do show up. So, Brevin, you would recognize the man leading the City Watch as one of the City Watch mages by the name of Renault Castellian. You would have worked with this person before, and as he approaches and slows down, they all appear to be ready for a fight, having gotten reports that there was a fight and one side remained behind, and so they rushed to get to this spot. And he's accompanied by 5 others, one more that looks like a wizard as well, and a few others that are wearing simple arms and armor. He slows down as he approaches you all, and as he slows down to a walk, he stops right in front of Brevin and crosses his arms. He says, "Soon as I heard you were back in town, I knew I'd be seeing you again. Welcome back, Brevin. See, you're up to your old work again." And he extends a hand to you.
Reverend shakes it and just says with a grin, "Oh, there's always plenty of work to do here in this city. And always someone who decides they want to venture forth to try someone."
Yeah, there's certainly no shortage of cutthroats and those who are willing to do anything for a buck around here. That is most certainly true. So, what these lot do to deserve it? He's looking around, seeing if he recognizes anyone. He doesn't see any recognition as he looks around at all the bodies.
Well, that is a somewhat of a minor mystery. Apparently, they had some personal grudge against a compatriot of mine over here.
It's important to note that the Scarlet Blade would have ducked down an alley the second she heard boots. Frederick, as she did that, Frederick, as she did that, she would have tossed a little rock towards you and shown you where she was hiding, but she's close by still, hiding and watching.
Like, I have to turn my head to nonchalant, look where the rock came from. I just turn back to them and just tell them, yes, apparently they were giving a hit out on me. I don't know why, personally. It's been my first time coming back for since 6 years, I believe now. And I extended my hand out and to the chief of the police, and this is like, "Frederick."
He reaches out his hand and says, "Van Enric, kid."
Does everyone really know me? I thought I was gone for 6 years. Come on now.
The fact that you were gone for 6 years was news itself. You heard what's been going on with your family, haven't you?
I just give him kind of a dumbfounded expression. Would you be surprised if I said no?
Well, be careful. I would say that we've had our eye on them, but he looks towards Brevin and says, "It's not even doing us any good to keep an eye on them anymore."
Well, if anything we could help, I grab the back of the handcuff, the shackles of the guy we knocked out, as hopefully he can give us some information. Apparently, I now have a sister-in-law.
Yeah, Cassandra.
Ah, so that's her name. Interesting.
You keep your eye out for her. She's afraid to say even out of our reach if anything happens to you here.
If you don't mind me asking, Does the name Connor is involved with Cassandra? Hello?
Yes. So he would. Well, he would say, brother. No, no. I mean, he's next in line to take over your family once your father is gone. But aside from that, no. Everyone knows that Cassandra just married him to get into the family, but no one really knows why.
All right. Speaking of father, how's he doing? How's the old goat?
Last I heard, him and your brothers went north to Neverwinter. Secure their holdings there.
And I just like pause and just Neverwinter. You're telling me they're in Neverwinter right now?
He nods.
I hate to interrupt the lovely
Well,
conversation you're all having, but we still have some bodies here, just lying here, that we should probably do something about. As I look towards the city watch.
The the Captain Renault looks towards you. He's like, yeah, you're very right. And he snaps his fingers a couple times, and the guardsmen start picking up the bodies and says, these guys tried to mug you, right, Brevin?
Oh yeah. And we did our best. Told them to go on their merry way, and they just decided to press their luck.
What do you all want done with this one?
Reparations paid would be great.
He says, wait, hold him up, guys, hold him up. Take what you can find.
Yeah, I'll start looking for hard currency because they tore my clothes. It hurts.
All right.
Don't they know that an entertainer like you, the clothes are part of your livelihood? How
No,
barbaric!
trying to steal my livelihood from me.
Like,
I
your
start-
lives alone are bad enough, but now they're just trying to steal money out of your pocket.
Yeah, so Soren will start searching them, like looking for things to like sell. Not necessarily like sell, but like if they have gold on them, take gold. If they have like precious stones or stuff, anything to like recoup what.
Yep. So you guys can, everyone that wants to search a body, I believe there was plenty enough to go around. You can roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
I'll look, but I'm mainly just looking to see if there's any clues or anything of that nature.
Yeah, exactly. Like any notes possibly left by Cassandra. Oh, 17.
I sincerely doubt anyone would be foolish enough to have anything really implicating, but you never know.
Well, they are dead now, so like they were foolish in general.
Everybody finds an amount of GP equal to the number you just rolled.
Oh, cool.
Furthermore, whoever searched the leader, the now unconscious man, would have pulled out nothing more from him than a picture of Frederick. Very well drawn. Up to date. I'm sorry, of Frederick.
Silverin, up to date. Oh, okay. I was like, oh man, it's like Frederick from 6 years ago before he got a little goatee.
Okay. So, Renault, the city watch mage, looks around towards all of you and says, "Well, this one will be back in the castle ward if you need to talk to him. I'll be giving him to Katha. Do you want to ask him anything before we take off with him?"
That's actually who I need to visit with myself. If you're heading that way, mind if we accompany you?
Of course not. Of course not.
I look at Horace and it's like I nudge him like, Horace, don't you need to go to the temple real quick? Either way.
Well, I need to go to the temple. Whether it's real quick or not remains to be seen.
It's like I'm like kind of like nudging towards the alleyway, and it's like I think the sooner the better. No, don't you agree? Just get out of the way.
So, let's try to avoid splitting up the party this time, especially since
Okay.
you guys now know that
Okay.
there is some
Let
nefarious
me
elements out and about. I would hate for you guys to get separated and get jumped when there's only 2 or 3 of you.
allow me to,
Sure.
since they mentioned that with Horace, Reverend just pauses and says, "My apologies. I will see her as soon as I can, but I did promise my friends that we would stop by the temple on the way up there."
Okay. And he does indeed say that he will let Kotha know that you are aware that she needs to speak with you, and that she will be waiting for you.
Okay.
Like under my breath is like, thank you, Reverend.
He would probably. I do have a question. Would he be able to get his manacles back since the guard is there at that point?
Renault
you never
would
know when they-
definitely give you yours back and put his own set on the guy.
You never know when they come. You know,
Don't want to lose those.
they come in handy.
Okay. Alrighty, so Sean, I set level 4 up already.
Okay. All right. So, are you guys heading to the Sea Ward where the temples are?
I was like nudging towards the alleyway where Elaine is.
Oh, she's gone.
Oh, she's gone already.
She's
oh,
gone. Yeah, when you looked back, she'd be gone.
well, okay then. I was kind of. Okay, let's get right to the temple then. Put the rock in my pocket and it's like, okay then.
Well, you guys can take care of your business. I'll just trudge along, and once we're ready, we do have to keep moving. Don't forget,
Yes.
we have somewhere we have to go.
Yeah. And I much prefer for us to be a moving target instead of a stationary one. So,
Is there
See,
just a
fellas?
cap I could take?
Sorry. Yeah, you guys can get to the Sea Ward without incident. The streets are now fully active, and even people such as the ones that are after you right now wouldn't dare launch an attack at this time of day. So you guys can get to whichever temple it is that you wanted to visit or anything like that. Relative ease, just take an hour or so.
Well, I have to check in at Moradin.
Righty. Okay, so you want to head to the nearest shrine of Moradin? Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Yes.
How do you spell Moradin? What are you talking about? So sorry. Okay. Okay, so the Sea Ward is an extremely rich neighborhood. They're not just because of the wealthy denizens of the area, but also because of the many temples that are littered throughout the area. As we talked about before, you can pretty much find the temple to any god here in Waterdeep, here in the Sea Ward. Wouldn't take you guys long to see the Shrine to Moradin. It's a large temple and very Spartan, very utilitarian, as many of the dwarfs' strongholds are. Right. So throughout the building, you guys see on the outside of it lots and lots of different masterfully carved renditions of a stout and sturdy dwarf carrying a hammer, knocking it onto an anvil. Moradin being the god of the forge and knowledge. So, Horus, was there anything in particular you wanted to do here?
I just wanted to check in. Looking around, do I see anyone represented from Bahamut?
Bahamut?
Ahmed?
Um.
He is a compatriot of Moradin.
So yeah, at one of the forges inside, you would definitely see a dwarf that stands out from the others,
Oh.
wearing full armor, and much of it shaped and fashioned in the way of a dragon.
That's
Stand out in
great.
that way.
I go over and talk to him.
He would extend a hand. Well met.
Well met. I am Horace of God King Clan. I am traveling with companions, and I point them out. I say, I am traveling with companions. They are doing a mission for what is the group?
The Lord's Alliance.
The Lord's Alliance. One of my compatriots is worrisome, though. He is a sorcerer, claims to be descendant from a red dragon. He belongs to a cult of sorcerers where everyone represents a dragon.
As you say cult, this man would
Lol.
laugh, and he says, "Oh, we know well of his order. It is no cult. They are bastions against the evils of the world."
Just as long as Bahamut is aware of their actions in the world.
They do, in fact, have the Dragon King's blessings.
Thank you. I am put much at ease. Okay, Drake, you check out.
Wow.
So at this point, the dwarf wearing this dragon regalia, he says, "So you mean you have a member of the order with you here?"
Yes.
I would very much love to meet him.
Come, I will introduce you. You are
Dilric.
Philric.
Dilric.
Are you a paladin of?
Don't let the armor fool you. I am a mere smith. I only wear it so that people know of the work I do.
It is fine work.
Thank you.
Masterful, if I do say so. Philric. Come, Philric, you will meet Drake.
Drake, you say? Named himself for the great noble beasts. Oh, don't tell him I called them beasts.
Beast, you say, as I walk in.
I am very sorry. It is a nomenclature of my people that we are having some trouble getting rid of. Well met. I am Philric.
Well met. You are forgiven.
It is a great honor to have one of the Order here among us. Has whatever the Lord's Alliance is looking into become so dire that even the great dragons must intervene?
Yes, well, as we speak of it, we're actually on the move as right now already, because there's been some very disturbing news, and, well, the Order is on the move. But don't worry about it too much. I'm sure that with careful planning and some investigation, we can get to the bottom of it, and together we can put whatever evil things that are coming our way to rest.
Indeed, indeed. Must truly be great rumblings if the Order has once again become involved in the workings of the world. But myself and my countrymen will be glad to know that such power is being aimed in the direction of good.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. Unnecessary violence.
He's like scratch Flinch's chin. It's like, yeah, very unnecessary.
Do you mention anything about that to him?
Who are you
Me?
asking?
Whoever was saying that, does anybody mention anything about that to Philric here?
Nah, I'm good. He doesn't need to know our life.
I'll like glance over to him, and I'm just like, just so you know, maybe that you're more educated on how goblins are and how they work. If you leave even one alive, they multiply and become an issue for the next city, or the next city, or the next city, until They overwhelm small towns or villages, and all you see is death everywhere. Goblins are creatures who are very hungry for human flesh, and if not dealt with properly, can result in massive loss of life.
He nods and
Yes,
says,
but we freed the life of Lady Featherstone, and once she was free, she was able to give us the box of uh, the
Some of her.
heirlooms
Yes.
to bring to her uncle to help us fight the giants. It is more important to fight the giants than to slay some goblins, and without the tactic of their surrender, we would be lost against the giants.
Thorek,
How would we be lost if it only took one spell
They
to
would have
delete
slit
them?
her throat, and then she would be dead and would not have given us the relics to take to her uncle.
Yes, and we freed her.
Yes,
I did not strike until she was freed.
all the more so to show your cowardice.
okay, guys. So we're
Um,
dwelling on that entire thing with the goblins way too much. I mean, stuff like that happens, and like I don't know. I feel like it's one of these moments where we need to kind of step back and say that we may be focusing on this too much.
Okay.
Hey Sean, I'm trying to figure out how do you remove a spell? Because I have 2 Find Familiar spells on my spell list.
You just hit the you just hit.
Yeah, it's like,
In your
that's the reason
character
why
sheet.
I'm so silent right now. I'm just like trying to figure this out.
In your character sheet,
Okay.
on your spells, there's that little lock icon down at the bottom of each spell slot list.
Let me make this thing bigger. Okay, thank you.
Yep, you just hit the little trash can.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding? Okay, never mind.
Did you get rid of both of them? I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, it lagged, so I clicked it again, and it clicked the
Nice.
second fucking time. Let me just drop it in. I'll do this real fast. All right, carry on.
So, was there anything else you guys want to do with the shrines?
I'm good.
Brevin is just looking a
Okay.
little uncomfortable, like he thinks one of the deities may try to smite him on.
Dandy's just poking the statues. Not
one of
aggressively.
the
Just like-
dwarfs kind of walks up towards you, Dandy. Says, "Fine craftsmanship."
There we go.
Yeah, it looks like a people.
It does. It does look like a people. And he like, kind of like just looks at the statue, stroking his beard thoughtfully.
Well, thank you for your time. But as you know, there's lots of threats in the world that need to be dealt with. So I bid you a good day, sir, and I'll be on my way.
Okay.
Yo, Sean, what's the like closest stores for or shops for books or blacksmiths?
Well, the trade ward would be a good spot, unless you're looking for luxury goods of any kind, and then you're already in the right spot here in the Sea Ward.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking about seeing if we can find any spell books for sale.
Ooh, spell books cost tens of thousands of gold, my dude.
Never mind then. Or possibly shitty ass scrolls. How about that?
Yeah, scrolls you can get for anywhere from 50 to 100 GP, but spell
Alright,
books
perfect.
are. That being said, if you guys ever find any spell books out in the wild, those things are valuable.
Note to self. Yeah. Is it like any shops nearby where we're at? They can go buy scrolls from, or look for scrolls. 'Cause I definitely want to add more to my collection.
Yeah. There would most certainly be places where you could buy spell scrolls here in Waterdeep. We'll go ahead and do a quick shopping. Does anybody else want to be purchasing anything right now?
I think Dandy might be more sightseeing and in the shopping district than actually, I don't think she knows how to shop. Sorry.
All right. So go ahead.
The only thing I might do is use a little bit of my gold for just to buy a few items for a spell or two, just in case I need it.
Okay. So yeah.
10 gold pieces, so I'll do enough for 3 of them.
For 3 of what?
On one of the little rituals I have, I did snag the Find Familiar ritual as a
So you need incense.
back to the tome. So I was going to grab a couple of helpings of that just in case I needed it.
Nice. Okay. Absolutely.
Don't know if I'll use it or not, but I prefer to have it.
Okay.
I hope it's a puppy.
You guys can find any sort of mundane items here that you need to pick up. Any sort of, you can also get spell scrolls, potions, magic items, things like that here. It is water deep. There is no shortage of rare merchants and other things that you guys can spend your money on here. So for spell scrolls, Frederick, a level 1 spell or lower is going to be 100 GP.
Okay.
And then level 2 spells, a level 2 spell scroll is going to cost you about 300 GP. And I don't think anyone has that much money yet.
I think I have 11 gold pieces.
On mention of that, is it alright if I just go ahead and sell the stuff in the group loot that we don't need?
Sure.
Yeah. Wanna check the salt and pepper shaker for magic first and their contents?
Could be enchanted.
Might not hurt.
Never run out of salt?
Yo, that actually could be viable. Like that, we could sell that.
Yeah.
Do you guys are finally looking inside the salt and pepper shakers, huh?
Yep.
Is this a thing?
Please.
So, inside of the salt shaker, the silver salt shaker, anyone who upended it might have thought that what was inside was salt. It looks similar enough, but inside of that is powdered diamonds.
Oh dang!
Oh.
Well,
I think our wizard and clerk may want to keep a hold of some of that.
Don't use it, guys. It tastes terrible.
I imagine Andy was eating this entire time.
So diamond dust, so we won't sell that.
Yes,
We'll let you guys
that is diamond dust. It is 100 GP worth of diamond dust if you want to put that on there.
All right, go ahead and add that to your personal loot because you're the one who uses it, and I'll take that out.
Yeah. Just Andy was just like licking the diamond or so.
And I'll sell the other 2 things here because I don't think anyone's gonna want them.
Inside of the pepper shaker.
Oh, come on.
Inside of the pepper shaker is a strange black powder. On closer inspection, it almost looks like perfect little black spheres.
They hurt my teeth.
Andy's eating this stuff.
It's salt and pepper.
It's Buckminster Fullerenes.
Yeah, I gotta say, I already
Drake, the shakers themselves had some value too.
I think
okay.
they were 100 GP each, without the contents.
So to take the contents out and the shakers themselves, are they worth 25 or 20?
I think it said on the thing if you could control Z.
It was 25.
It was 25 as a pair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so 25. Cool.
Yep.
Man, killing those goblins did work out at the end. 100 GP. Okay.
I'm just keeping all the potions of healing pulled up right now because I'm assuming if anyone goes down or everyone needs to use one, they're just going to use it.
And lots of potions.
Yep.
Let me look at something real quick.
So Frederick, go ahead
Yes.
and look at your spell list. Like, what spells are like? You have a player's handbook with you?
Go. I can pull out player's handbook.
If you can pull up the wizard spell list, if you look on there, let me know what spell scroll you want to pick up, and I'll let you know how much it'll cost.
Okay, gotcha.
I think you can afford any. I think you can afford a first level spell. You can definitely afford cantrips. Wizard. Anybody that's played a wizard before, can cantrips be copied into a spell book?
Yes.
No, I don't think. No, I
cantrips
don't.
can.
Nope.
Okay,
Cantrips are limited.
got it.
Yeah.
You copy cantrips, but it's still, you can only prepare so much each day.
There are theories of cantrips that you can write into your spell book. And when you're 3rd level, you can change out what spells you know, what cantrips you know on a long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't write the cantrip itself into the book.
Okay. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate it.
I am wrong. You cannot copy cantrips. PHB says it's only first level higher.
Okay, so we'll just stick to leveled spells then, Frederick.
Yeah. Perfect. I'm okay with that.
And if there is a place to kind of drag Frederick into an alley, considering people know how he looks like,
I'm like maybe wearing a giant.
I have it with my background. One of the proficiencies is with a disguise kit, and I do have one.
You can totally disguise Frederick if Frederick is willing.
Okay.
I'm down. It'd be like comedic. I can just like see myself get yanked in the alleyway. Come out completely dressed like a clown.
Yep. Change up some of the hair color.
Wait, I'm like, don't do that.
Tell him to hunker down a little bit. Oh, don't worry, it'll wash out, and
Wait, what?
prestidigitation will get rid of it if you need it to.
Maybe
When
we
did
should get
Mrs.
rid of the,
Doubtfire?
Go ahead.
When did Mrs. Doubtfire join the party?
It's been way too long since I've seen that movie. I need to watch that again.
Maybe we should get rid of his goatee.
It's like, no, but it took me so long to grow.
Danny's got her axe out.
I'm like trying to claw myself out.
See, the thing about using a mundane thing like this is spells to detect magic aren't going to work on it.
I can
And-
alter his bone structure real easy.
No, please.
Nope.
I
And,
bruise easy.
Bruise easy.
Oh, poor Frederick.
Yeah, and then I rustle around in my pack and like pull out a different set of different overcoat for them and stuff like that, all that good stuff. Just like there. That'll at least keep the dumb ones from finding you that they send out.
Dumb one.
Did we get a new party member?
All right. So does anybody else want to buy anything while you guys are doing your shopping in the Seaward?
I would like to buy clothes of mending.
Loads of mending, you say?
Yep. Because the dirty sons of guns just tried to ruin yours.
An actual item.
You know, just for
That's
comedic
something
effect,
new every day.
can I buy the spell Disguise Self?
Okay.
Just so we can never do this again.
What level is Disguise Self?
The first level spell.
Yeah, you can get it for 100 GP.
Perfect.
Remember, it does take you time and additional resources to copy it.
Should
Yep.
be like 50 GP to put in, right? Or 20.
50 GP and
An
is it
hour.
1 hour or 2 hours per spell level? I think
Hour.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. So,
I'm getting you a price on that item there, so we're in just one moment.
Thank you.
92 left. Heck yeah. I still got some gold left. And I'll just...
By the way,
Jake's gonna hold on to his money for now, for other things.
I know mending, and it's a cantrip, and I can cast it thousands of times a day.
The outfit he wants magically mends itself to counteract daily wear and tear. That's very on brand for Silrin.
That's neat.
I will pay extra for fancy clothes.
Okay. Yeah, I think it is a common, so I think it's only going to cost you 100 GP.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to buy some nets.
Nets, you got it.
3 nets.
3
Just-
nets.
Just the kind you throw in combat to immobilize.
Yeah, does that that's a good
Incapacitate?
question. I think it'd be grappled or restrained.
Res-
Sorry.
Okay,
nets.
Restrained sounds right, doesn't it?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so nets. Oh, poor naive player's handbook doesn't think
Right.
nets are weapons.
Restrained.
There we go. I'm gonna buy some. How much is like dried meat would cost?
It would cost you the same as a ration, so 5 silver pieces for 1 day's worth.
Okay, so how much silver is 2 gold? 200, right?
No. Oh, a
Wait,
silver.
silver
10
to gold.
silver to a gold.
Oh, 10
Yeah,
silver
exactly.
to a gold.
It's
There we
always
go.
10, 10, 10,
Okay.
10, 10.
So it'll be
Gotcha.
3 GPs, 3 GP for your nets horse.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy 3 of them.
Got it.
It said 3 GP, 3 GP.
Oh,
Each.
one each.
Oh, 1 each.
One each.
Okay.
Got dried meat for flinch.
Nice.
Gotta keep my little boy fed.
Okay, so you guys are well into your second day spent here in Waterdeep. What would you all like to do next?
I
guess you-
myself would like to report into my superior.
Yeah. So Sean, I have proficiency with a dagger. Is how much would 90 GP would be worth for a good dagger?
What?
Or how much? Is there like any like way to get a decent dagger?
Well, you can get a standard dagger easily. As far
Ma-
as
magical daggers
items
are very
go, those are
expensive.
expensive. Yeah.
Okay,
Like
gotcha.
plus
I'll
one,
hold off.
plus 1 weapons in general. You're looking at at the high triple digits at the bare minimum, more like the 4-digit thousand.
Gotcha. All right.
We probably won't be able to afford magic items for like another 8 sessions.
Yeah, that sounds about
All
right.
right. Gotcha.
Actually
G.
being able to buy like magical weapons. Those are hard to come by, especially with the cadence that we're leveling at.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, we hit the family. We grab Drake. You convince him to give us money.
Okay, so
Perks of being rich. Just need convincing.
all right, so as you guys are you guys heading towards the castle ward to talk to Katha?
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys head southward towards the castle ward, you're finding a lot. But once you cross over, basically crossing over this threshold here, you would begin to notice a lot more official-looking types walking around. Not rich. Not to get the two mistaken. While some of them, I'm certain, are very rich. This is the nobles, the more dignified. The seat of power for Waterdeep rests in the castle ward. And it doesn't take long before you find yourselves in front of a massive structure. If this thing could be summed up in one word, it would almost certainly be bureaucratic. Soldiers march around outside, and people will scurry in and out through all hours of the day, going about their official business. So, you guys would know that this would be where Katha would be, where to find her. Y'all head in.
yes. Yes, you did.
Yeah. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So once you get inside, you already see a group of people standing in a rough circle near the center of one of the main lobby areas. Large pillars on all sides, beautifully varnished tile stonework everywhere. Place is obviously very well kept, and it's meant to be utilitarian, but also to show off the pure splendor of Waterdeep. You guys would see Katha standing amidst about a dozen or so people, and she's looking around at all of them, and you hear her talking, and she seems to be describing something to them. As you guys approach, they all appear to be adventurers of one type or another. Some wizards, some small halfling figure kind of keeps himself hidden among the people, trying to not be seen. Adventurers. You guys know the type.
Can I hear what they were talking about?
Yeah, it's not quiet, and she's not doing it very quietly, and she says, no one is willing to go. With how much we are going to pay you, no one. And she's looking around at everyone, and everyone kind of starts looking down at their feet and everything, and
Brevin just kind of smirks and just says, "Won't go where and for how much?"
at this point, one of the burlier guys, a big like, well, for lack of a better word, a big old himbo, and he's just like nudges him. He's like, "Shh, the better jobs are coming." And Katha looks towards you, Brevin, and she says, "The dangerous kind, Brevin. You know the type."
That's the normal type of stuff.
And so she says, "It appears that there is something in the city." And Brevin and Frederick, you would know that when somebody that is a native to Waterdeep says the city with the capital T, capital C like that, there's only one place that they could mean. That is City of the Dead, Waterdeep. Katha goes on and says, "Apparently something's wandering around in there, and we would be more than willing to pay a handsome sum to anyone that would figure out what it is and stop it. But it appears that no one here is willing to enter the city."
It's like rub my my head a little bit, and it's like the city. Oh, I hated that place.
So, quick history lesson, everybody. The City of the Dead in Waterdeep was the city's graveyard. All of the dead were interred there for hundreds, if not more, years, until the City of the Dead became a little too overflowed, and so bodies were just heaped on the walls. Bodies were heaped along the sides of the streets near it, and the place has, let's say, taken on a bit of a life of its own. 100 years ago, it became so bad that the city's army had to mobilize within the city to push back the undead that were pouring out of the City of the Dead. They pushed them back in and erected a 25-foot wall around the entirety of the graveyard, sealed the gates, and said, "That'll do it."
Oh my. So I walk up to Katha and ask her, "All right, how much?"
600.
600.
She looks around towards all of you and says, 100 for each of you.
I look at the party and it's like, I think we could go higher, can we not? Especially if it's this dangerous.
Drake will actually pipe up at this and move forward and be like, 100. You want to hire our services for a mere 100?
Well, 100
Drake.
what?
100 gold, hopefully.
Dandy, Katha flips a gold coin. Goes, goes spiraling through the air towards you.
I'm gonna catch it.
Right. Is gold.
Sorry, that's a monk
I got
trick.
one just for being here.
Walk back outside with her gold coin. See ya.
just leaves. He's like, the job's done.
So Drake
They know
will.
quality. They know quality. She knows quality when she sees it.
Work smart, not hard.
Says the barbarian. It's classic. Sorry, Drake. What was that?
So Drake will make a different wager. So how about this? You know, we are currently investigating other things, and so this would be a detour for us.
She nods.
But for the right price, I do believe we could help out with your issue. Let's say, perhaps, 150 gold pieces
Done.
each.
Oh wow, that was way too fast.
I looked at Drake. Are you serious? Just 50 more?
Maybe
That's actually a
should've-
lot for the.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot. She just doesn't care.
Yeah, she's like 150.
She
each, so
just gave us an extra 300 GP, so
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm,
it's actually a lot. She
actually a
just
lot.
Wanted to make a point.
Do you have any information about what sort of creature it is?
She says, "So, we have an accord then."
if you're willing to meet the demand, then I am of an accord. Is everyone else is okay with it?
Dandy's is happy she's gonna be the highest paid one. 151 gold pieces.
So,
I mean, information would be great before we just head on going in. Yeah, don't worry, we'll take care of it.
we'll take care of it. Something dead in there, right? In the graveyard. Okay, cool.
Gotta say, we'd be busy.
So she does say, "It's all right then," and then she turns back towards everyone else. "That is all for today, everyone. Meet us back tomorrow. We'll have new work for you all." And everyone starts sighing, all disappointed and everything. But they all begin to scatter, and as they do, Katha is left alone with all of you guys. Katha Moss Blossom, first time we're actually seeing her face to face, is tall. She stands about 6 foot, middle-aged, long dark hair, wearing robes of blues and greens. When I picture her, I think a lot of Catelyn Stark, Game of Thrones, that kind of
Cool.
commanding but matronly presence. And so she says, "It's wonderful to see you all back in the city. Very glad you all were here. I really don't think any of those lot would have been able to handle what we have in store anyways, and since you're here, why not use my best team to take care of it," she says with a bit of a wry smile.
Well, I'm honored that you consider us that. So tell us, what are we dealing with?
So, in the night, the homes that overlook the city, well, normally they can rant and rave until the cows come home about the things they see in there. This time, well, let's just say this time, we have a little bit more proof that they're telling the truth. They seem to see they've been saying that some sort of massive, roiling blob has been rolling through the cemetery, crashing up against the wall and hurling undead over the walls and into the city.
No, Denny, that is not where I came from.
That does seem to be, or that does sound like a problem.
That does not sound good at all.
Normally we ignore what happens in the city, but when the city leaves the walls, that's when we must intervene. And the rumors of what people have been witnessing, let's just say they've been less than pleasant. There's a story of one man who was wandering the graveyard in the middle of the day, no less, and was suddenly set upon by this enormous mound of gnashing limbs and biting teeth.
Now, that is unusual.
Strange thing is all we're getting is the size of it. Huge thing, mass of undead. No solid physical descriptions, almost as if this thing is just like a moving silhouette against the dark.
Alright, is there anything else you know, or is that what we have to go off of?
Well, she points out, she says, if you're looking to see it in action, it comes out nightly, so it's been coming out nightly for the past few days. It wanders, she shows you guys on the map, she says it wanders around this location in the graveyard, and then in the day, it's nowhere to be found, unless somebody wanders past here. And she points towards a specific mausoleum that's marked on the map. Because anyone that passes by here has also reported seeing it. And, well, only got one of them back.
So it sounds like we're heading to this mausoleum.
Indeed.
Sounds like we're gonna go to sleep and do a night raid, right?
It seems so. Unless we want to go
Well,
during the day.
We could do night raid, but we'd probably be better off in the day. And if we know it's gonna, if it's likely to show up during the day at a certain spot, then we can focus our search there during the day when it's more likely safer.
Those are the two things that she recommends. Would be one, to wait until night and observe it, and see what you can figure out about it. Or also another option would be to go, like Drake said, you know where it's going to be during the day, or at least a rough estimate of where it'll be. So you guys have two options, and there's no reason you can't do both either.
Yeah. So if he has no mind.
Well, nighttime recon, and then when day hits, try to hit the thing.
All right.
So, I'm not a smart dwarf, but let's
That's why we're friends.
let's watch it at night, and then figure out where it goes and what it does, and then during the day set a trap for it.
Sounds like a plan.
Would you do it for a dandy snack?
So is that diamond dust or little black beads?
I was thinking another gold piece.
Yes.
All
right, sounds like a plan to me.
Perfect.
I do also, while we're there, give her a report of the various stuff we had found out on the way back. The events that happened at Nightstone, and also what occurred on the way back.
Okay.
As far as finding information on the Giants having some sort of meet up.
Yeah. And she corroborates that and says that they're seeing things like it all over the Sword Coast and all over the North in general. She says that it seems that all the major giant factions are meeting with one another for some reason. Don't know why yet.
Oh, let's go. I pull out the little sheet that we got from the Hill Giants.
She looks at it and says, "My God, this is difficult to read."
You're telling me it's about a feast. They're apparently meeting up.
Grudhog.
Possibly.
Meeting at Grudhog. Although this doesn't say anything about when or... Ugh, giants.
It's like size, like, yeah, I know.
So you guys have that location on your maiden map, but you guys can do with that what you will. I will warn you that a meeting of giants is probably something that shouldn't be crashed.
Oh, I was just thinking about going balls in first.
Yet would be the key word there.
Head first, you know what I mean? Just dolphin dive.
God bless you.
So, thank you.
Bless you.
So, let's go ahead and... So, are you guys going to rest up and then head over?
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds
That's what I'm planning on.
Alright.
So since we just get from the fight, we need to be able to get 100%.
Pulling everyone's tokens out right now. You guys can go ahead and take your long rest if you would like. Where are you guys heading? Are you heading back to the Gilded Dragon? Are you heading out for your own business for the evening? If you guys want to do your own thing, we can do those quick little snippets where we spend 2 or 3 minutes for each of you. Unless, of course, anyone's together. But otherwise, you guys can take your long rest uneventfully.
Okay.
I will probably use some one helping of those herbs I got to do the whole little find familiar thing.
Does everyone want to test out their fancy new long rest button? Make sure they're working okay?
Where's our tokens?
I put them out on the right-hand side of the map.
Oh, okay, there they are. Got you.
Wait a minute, I'm dumb. I
Oh,
can't find
yes.
out.
I don't see fancy
Yeah.
rest button.
It's up in your token actions when you click on your token.
Yes,
I see whip, spell, short bow, scimitar, save, rapier, initiative, dart, dagger, check, and bardic inspiration.
You don't see long rest in there. No one sees
Yeah.
long rest. Okay.
I
Dang.
do not.
Okay. That's why we tested.
I don't see half of those.
Oh, I know. Everyone has different things up there.
My list is actually a lot smaller than it was. Did you clean it up or something?
I did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All of your stuff is still available on your character sheet. This is just I just cleaned up everyone's token macros to make it easier to use.
Thank
Yeah.
Here, okay. Maybe
It's,
I can...
Never mind.
exclamation point.
Yeah,
Exclamation point long dash rest will do it. And I really hoped I had fixed that. Made that work, but back to the drawing board.
Wait, did that work?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think even the exclamation long dash rest isn't working.
Oh,
Yeah.
really now?
Yeah, it's not working with me either.
Did not.
Oh, yep. The APIs are broke. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Honestly, so out of game, would you guys be down to see if you get the Crimson or Elaine involved with this?
We don't even
I
know
don't
where
mind.
she is. Like, unless she shows up again, we can't really convince her to do anything. So.
But she did give Frederick something though.
She tossed a
gave me a-
rock at him.
She tossed a rock at me just to notify where she went. Or the
Yeah,
direction
but we
she
also have a rock from Moss Blossom that allows her to do sending spells with us.
Fuck it, just cast identify on the rock. Just,
Yeah.
it's a rock.
It is a rock.
It is a rock.
Actually,
Detect magic first.
Oh, detect
Actually,
magic.
that also may be something to do with that black powder we found in the pepper shaker.
Oh man, perfect. I'll just detect I'll cast detect magic. It's a first level spell, right? Or,
You can rituals cast it, so you're okay.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
As long
So,
as you have it.
what do we see, Captain? Is there does the rocks Dandy's been eating have anything
Oh.
special?
No, the black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
little-
black powder,
yeah.
little balls.
They emanate evocation magic.
Okay.
Our magically inclined folk, Drake and Frederick would know that to mean the magic that makes stuff go boom.
Terrible on eggs.
It's just like, he's just like a ticking time bomb at this point. She gets hit by a fireball. Boom.
Beats a fireball are
The
red.
real
but
weapon was within me the whole time.
Power of friendship, guys. Get away. All
There
right,
we
so
go.
the black powder. I'm just saying it's pretty explosive. I
Chris,
don't
can
know
you try
who-
clicking off your token and clicking back onto it and seeing if that long rest button showed up?
no, it has not.
That's not okay. Yeah, that sucks. Only I can see it. That's not useful at all.
It's locked to the GM.
Okay.
Oh, these are wrong spells too. What the heck?
Okay, well, I'll come back to that. I was all proud of myself. I'm like, I did it! I went and added it to all my games, and it's just broken. Okay.
That
Okay.
does not have all my spells, but that's okay. I know what they are, so I can. If it's one other one I need, I can always mention it. Okay.
For our spellcasters, what I did with your token actions is when you click on that button at the end of your spell list that says at the end of your token action list that says spells, it'll give you a drop down in the chat box that will give you access to all of your spells. You can actually use them directly from the chat box.
Okay.
Which is great. The only issue is that you can't upcast.
You should be able to. It should give you...
I tried it. That's why I have chromatic orb there.
I'm
I'm
looking
unable
at
to
Shatter
upcast.
right now, and it's letting me cast it.
I should be able to upcast
Same
Burning Hand.
thing. Same thing with Charm Person.
It's not letting me upcast at all.
Yeah, I need to update this too because these are the
Weird.
first spells I went with. Now different spells since the whole redo.
It's fine. I can just use my page anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not a big
Yeah,
deal.
all the functionality is still on the page. I went in and did a whole bunch of stuff over the past couple days, so it makes sense that some of it got broke. So I'll make sure it's
Yeah.
by next game.
Oh yeah.
Alright, cool.
So, let's see what's at the City of the Dead.
I got a question. Is the long rest thing, is it working now, or?
The exclamation point long dash rest should work now.
Okay, I'll try this right now.
Alternatively, I can just press the button for you because I have it.
Okay, yeah, that has me back to normal. Okay.
And it's so useless. What the hell's the point of that macro? It's like, oh, you can long rest for your characters with a button. Not helpful.
And and as far as the little fun familiar thing that I did, it summons a little, probably useless bat, but it fits thematically.
Bats are excellent for scouting.
Yeah.
Hey,
Excellent for scouting.
Flinch got a friend.
Echolocation.
Yep.
All I'm saying is Flinch got a friend. or a
Blind
snack.
sight, dude. Blind sight.
Right.
Blind sight is amazing. Like,
This is
not to be underestimated. It's literally impossible to hide from him.
Mhm. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, even things that are invisible, your bat will sense and be able to tell you where they are. So, very useful.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it manually.
A little on the nose there, Brevin.
Just cast a spell and it's what showed up.
Mhm.
I really will-
You
I
now
will-
have access to your bat.
I will admit, with considering how I gained abilities, I wasn't expecting a pixie or anything.
Does your bat have a name?
I have not thought of that yet.
Okay.
I ask it what it is, and in my head it just does a shrill scream at me. Which in echolocation is whatever its name is.
Screech. You just call him Screech. I saw Dragon flinch from the page too.
My fingers were crossed for a unicorn. I should have known better.
Hey, it could have been a spider.
Oh. Oh no. No, 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 no.
I could just
No.
imagine if it was a spider, and Danny just accidentally just kills it occasionally, thinking just normal spider.
Oh no. All
Just Danny
right.
just goes ill and just stomps it.
I don't think she needs the axe for that thing.
Alrighty, guys. So, what? Are you guys all finished up with your rest? Ready to head out for the graveyard?
Yeah. So we're doing nighttime reconnaissance, then daytime attack, right?
Is that right, everybody?
That's our plan.
All right, perfect. So I guess Flitch and echolocation will be good scouts for this one.
I just put a placeholder name with
Scream!
I have this image. He asked it what its name was, and then just flinched backwards in front of everybody as the shriek just hit his brain.
A powerful familiar indeed.
It screams.
So,
Hey, Screecher.
Just
alright. So, as you guys all emerge and reconvene in the early hours of the night, probably about 10, 11 o'clock at night at this point, and you find Waterdeep to be a very different place at night. No less alive than it was before, just in very different ways. The people that are out and about and milling their business in the middle of the night here all seem to have purpose, but a different kind of purpose than those in the daytime. There's you can see more drinking, more gambling in the side halls and in the bar rooms. You see people looking at you suspiciously as you pass, noticing you, watching them, and turning away and heading down alleys. It's not an uncommon thing to see. People here, the people that come out at night in this area, are definitely valuing their privacy more than anything. And after a while, passing by rowdy bars and other such establishments of the night, you guys find yourselves in front of some very high walls. You smell a faint scent of decay wafting over, almost sweet. How long it's been there. You can see skeletons leaned up against the walls, seemingly left there abandoned. Who knows who by? But people are walking along the walls, not seeming to notice. Every now and then, a wail will issue from somewhere beyond the walls, and the people here do their best not to notice, not to hear it. And we'll go ahead and take our break here for the night, because what's next could take a while. So, we'll go ahead and take our break here, and when we come back, we'll see what you guys want to do now that you're here at the City of the Dead.
Perfect. Sean, before that, it's 50 GP to transfer a scroll to the spell book, right?
Copy a spell.
Yes, 50 GP, right?
I believe so. The rules for it are in the player's handbook.
The rules for scrolls may be different than just copying a spell from book to book.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, so I just need to know the goal price, because I'm doing it right now. Because we just took the long rest. Yeah. And there we go. Alright, so cool. So Frederick no longer needs to be manhandled by Dandy.
Okay, so the difference between copying from a spell book and from a spell scroll is that the copying does destroy the scroll.
Yes, I just deleted it right now. And I have it transferred into my spell list.
Okay, so a wizard spell and a spell scroll can be copied just as spell books can be copied. When a spell is copied from a spell scroll, the copier must succeed on an Intelligence Arcana check. Okay, so you've actually got to do a check for this, Frederick, to make sure you can actually get the spell. With that, when the check succeeds, the spell is successfully copied. Whether the check succeeds or fails, the scroll is destroyed. So why don't you just go ahead and do that now, Frederick? Make a DC 11 Arcana check, please. There you go. You got it.
There we go.
Otherwise, you still spent your 50 GP in your 2 hours. Okay. So. Night has fallen over Waterdeep. I'm sorry. We are much farther south than Neverwinter. The night has fallen over Waterdeep. And you guys find yourselves at the gates of the City of the Dead. The massive, walled-in fortress of a cemetery here in Waterdeep. What you know, the rumors that have been going around, the sightings that have happened, and the handsome reward that awaits you if you are able to discover and stop whatever is causing havoc in there. What do y'all want to do?
Well,
Go inside.
preferably not yet. I let go. I like Flinch grows up my arm. He just flies forward, and he goes above the gates.
Okay, so while Flinch is taking a quick trip over the gates and taking a look inside, what are the rest of you doing?
I take it that all the gates are still barred, locked in. We can't get in just by opening a door, right?
Only way in is over the walls.
Okay. I start just climbing the wall with my.
Okay. So you all see
Spider
Brevin
climbability, and
walk
once
up
I'm
to
at the
wall.
top, I'm going to. And then
I'll look for like stairs or something to get up.
I'm
There
gonna wait
are no
for the
stairs.
vampire to let us in.
So,
what I do if I get up to the top without incident, I'm just gonna attach my rope with a grappling hook and then put it down for the rest to get up.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. So what would
Assuming
Flinch
there's
see
no
right now?
stairway or anything to get up.
Okay. So the wall is wide up at the top. It's almost 5 feet thick of just solid
Yeah,
stone.
yeah.
So it's relative. It's almost like a walkway of itself up there for you guys to walk around.
Mm.
And once everyone's up there, you see stretched out before you just looks like a endless field of graves. Every now and then there's a mausoleum that pops up out of it. Some headstones and carvings more ornate than others, of course. But a low fog hangs over everything here, which is odd given the weather. Nowhere else in the city has this low-hanging fog, but about maybe 7 to 8 inches off the ground, this fog obscures everything below.
Phew, sorry.
And
Bless you.
yeah, so what Flinch and E would be seeing as they're flying overhead would just be more endless expanse of grave. This place seems to defy the laws of physics with how far it seems to stretch. You know that the walls are only less than a quarter mile from where you stand, but they can't be seen. Your bat and your pseudo dragon friends and familiars are flying around, and they can, if they go high enough, they can see the outer walls. But something is making it seem like this place just stretches on and on and on. And okay,
Is
go
this
ahead and make
normal for a city?
perception. Go ahead.
Or is Danny just wants to know that this is normal for a city?
All right, checks. It's a perception just for the
Well, it's normal for
Perception
this
checks for the
one.
familiars.
yes, perfect.
This perception check is a +1, so now if it's sound-based, mine gets advantage on it.
Okay,
So
go
it'd
ahead, roll
be
second
13
d20.
total. So 21 total.
So, as the two are flying around overhead, E gets this sound. It sounds like people arguing with one another, like lightheartedly arguing, but still arguing. And E focuses in on that and finds himself circling above a pair of men somewhere in the cemetery. Brevin, are you doing the warg out thing where you get to see through his eyes for a second, or is he just reporting back to you?
If everybody else is on the wall with me, and if he's within 100 feet, then yeah. I am limited to just 100 feet on doing that with him, though.
Mm-hmm.
So he could be out of range.
He is just within range of you.
Okay.
And he is flying over this pair, and it becomes quite obvious quite quickly that they are digging into a grave.
Would Flinch follow E either way?
Well, I would assume that you guys that they each took different parts of the graveyard to scout.
Oh,
So with a 5, Flinch hasn't found
Yeah.
anything. So, but E over there, these two are grave robbers. It is unarguable. They're arguing over the haul that they're gonna get and trying to say like this person was a baroness, like they've got to have jewels and stuff on them. And as E is watching this happen, Brevin, you can kind of get the general direction, and you guys just look out and into the darkness, and you can see dancing around off of the moonlight and through the fog. It looks like vague silhouettes out there. You can, now that you know exactly where to look, you're able to focus in on them and see these two vague silhouettes moving around in the mist. And from behind them, E would hear it first. It sounds almost like this thud, followed by a wet dragging. And the two men kind of look around, and one of them says, "What was that?" The other Nothing, nothing. They just tell those rumors and stories to keep people out from getting to the goods. And the other one, oh, I heard something. I definitely heard something. And the other one is just continuing. He's like, quit your blathering, we're almost there. And another one of those thud, followed by this wet sliding, wet dragging. And the one man, E circling overhead, sees this clearly, or senses this clearly. The other man turns and he's like, no, I definitely, and as he finishes that sentence, this enormous, just mound of flesh just falls onto him out of the shadow. And you see, or E can see, and you guys can see the vague silhouette of this massive, it just looks like a 20-foot tall mound of just roiling flesh just roll onto the other man. And it just seems to be rolling around. Every now and then, huge parts of it will detach and spread out and reach forward and grab sections of the earth and drag it forward. As this is happening, you all get what sounds like hundreds and hundreds of moans on the wind drifting towards you all.
Don't like that.
And
At this point, Flinch would probably be circling back around to you, Frederick.
yeah.
So what do you guys
So we heard that. Everyone heard that, right?
Everyone heard it, and you all saw the vague silhouette of it happening through the fog.
So instead of Flinch coming back to me, I'm gonna get Flinch because he's within 100 feet, right?
Yeah, he would be now.
Okay, so to circle back and go see what happened there, just to get just for Frederick to see what just happened,
Okay.
or to get an idea what's happening.
Okay.
He just stay hovering above, far above reach.
Okay, he would see the aftermath of everything that you just saw.
So there's nothing there left.
I mean, if you guys were to follow the thing, it would just continue rolling and dragging itself throughout the cemetery in search of other victims.
All right, well, Flinch being Flinch is just gonna follow the trail of where it's gonna be, or where
It
it's
would
going.
not take long for him to go out of your range.
That'd be okay. Because either way, you come back to me and fly. That's as long as it's just tracking it, it's okay.
So, what do you guys want?
I'm cutting my connection. Brevin's eyes open up and he says, I believe we found our creature. It appears that it just took out 2 grave robbers that were down there. Is there anything I should roll to see if I know what this thing is, or?
You could certainly try. Why don't you go ahead and roll a nature or religion check? Actually, let's make it a nature check.
I am not sure what. I'm not sure if I would or not, but no.
Absolutely no clue. And to that extent, the only reason I let Brevin roll to that is because of his nature and his affiliations and everything. But nobody has ever heard of anything like this before.
Ooh.
Would a bard have heard stories of a shambling undead mound?
Mound of flesh.
You would certainly heard stories about shambling undead mounds. Whether or not that's what this is. But yeah, you definitely would have heard of that. So Silren, if you think that's what it might be, you can go ahead and roll a history or nature check.
I'm gonna roll history because I feel like that'd be like recalling something from his past.
Okay. You definitely remember songs about some stories and campfire ghost stories and things like that that get told about something similar to this. In that it is just this mound of amorphous something that drags itself around and eats people. But that's all you get.
Did Brevin tell us where the Brevin? Did you tell us where the grave robbers were robbing in particular?
from what the robbers were saying, they claimed it was a grave of a baroness. Now, how accurate they were, who knows? But I can show you. I don't know exactly where it was at here. If you want to attempt to get a closer look.
Yeah. Soren's gonna go. Soren's gonna go closer.
Alright, I think it would be best to just go in and see what we could do.
Just a reminder, it is still nighttime. Are we gonna
Yeah.
abandon the plan of going during the day?
Oh, we're not gonna fight. This is purely reconnaissance. If we get
Yeah.
found out, we retreat.
Keep in mind that this beast is roaming around looking for people, so if you go in there, there is a chance that it'll sense your presence and move towards you.
I would
Oh,
also
right,
like to
right.
point out the 25-foot tall wall you guys find yourself perched on right now.
Oh,
Mhm.
20.
We could throw the hook and rope on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just take an action or two. to Get up over
Yes, but then if you get chased, you have to climb up all that wall. And I'm assuming because it's so massive, it could probably reach you while you're on that wall, and you'd be virtually defenseless.
Well, y'all might be, but not me.
Yeah.
I can pull out my axe.
we got backup.
Right.
We can
I
send
mean,
Flinch and Scree to distract it.
Do we
All
wanna
I'm
fight?
saying is if we're gonna go in, we should all go in with the intention of we're probably gonna have to fight it, or we
Yeah.
hold off.
The thing is there is a possibility.
We don't have to fight it. We can
Hold on
run.
one second.
There's a chance to run.
Exactly. We could retreat with the first second of danger. We could retreat and then come back during the day.
Bringing her back. Sorry,
So
I
right now-
get a phone call.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, because right now all we know is that it's a mound of flesh or meat or whatever it's something. It's letting out loud noises.
And don't forget that we're planning to take a closer look at it during the day. This is merely a scouting thing, but during the day we were planning to go to the mausoleum and actually encounter this creature in broad
Yeah,
daylight.
Oh no! The plan was
the issue.
scout at night and then attack during the day.
Yeah.
What he said.
That was the plan. Wait, was it not the plan, or was I getting something wrong?
And the thing is, we're not going to learn anything more by just standing up here. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I am
Okay.
hoping if I'm on the ground, there's other clues we can determine. Because our aerial reconnaissance has a hard time seeing stuff on the ground through this fog.
Let me put it this way: how many of you have dark vision?
Technically,
But
me now
that
to
being-
the flinch.
I do.
If everyone can
I
see in
do.
the dark,
Doesn't
if
help
everyone-
in the
if everyone-
fog.
if everyone can see in the dark with this nice, heavily obscured fog, then hey, let's go right now.
It's only 8 inches high, or
It's 8 inches off the ground. It's high, clear to the sky.
so what's it called? So Sean, during this time while we're talking, does Flinch what does Flinch encounter anything? Because he's trailing the mound.
Well, tracking the
What is it?
mound, the fog does begin to thicken the longer this thing wanders around, almost seeming to be emanating from it,
Mhm.
pushing outward and obscuring a lot of the area around it. But Flinch following it is well over 100 feet out from you at this point, so you'll have to wait until he gets back for him to report to you.
All right. So, because all I imagine is like Flinch just like creeping, like all all stealthily, like just across the building, the mausoleums, and just flying rooftop to rooftop, just trying to keep track of it. I guess for now, by now, how long would you think we'd be out by now?
You guys have probably been out for about an hour, putting it at about 11 o'clock.
Okay, so I think Flinch will just fly back at this point, since if he's just trailing around, it would fly back to me.
Once
Or at least
Flinch got back to you, Flinch would have noted that this thing, after having done what it did to the grave robbers, did in fact retreat towards a mausoleum, hold its enormous bulk into it, and shut the door behind it.
I relayed that back to the group. So we know the mausoleum, or now we know which mausoleum it chooses to den in, right?
I'm sorry, you just say it closed the door?
It closed the door.
That marks
Lynch would have
intelligence.
said a hand came out and closed the door.
That sounds like intelligence. Huh.
So
Interesting.
it's,
Okay.
it's planning it. Does Flinch, can you relay the certain route it took, or is it just erratic movement?
It would have just gone straight towards the location.
Straight towards the location. Okay, so we know the location, so we know how to avoid it then.
We're being hired to destroy it. Why would we avoid it?
No, we're not. Okay, Drake, we are currently scouting it right now. We need to gather as much information as possible now, and then when the day comes, the morning comes, that's when we set our plan to action. We need more information other than it's just a mound that attacks people. That's basically everything else.
Because at the moment, that's all the information. Because at the moment that we knew that, what we've seen of it is all the information that we have known before we even came here, with the exception that it seems.
Can Flish describe the creature
well,
to me?
possibly
Sorry,
producing the fog.
My bad, Hank.
Well, I'm of the opinion that we should just pass the night and move in the day, and we can get a closer look at it and or do what we need to do, because we have to kill it anyways. So.
Well, we can keep an eye on it and just wait till morning and attack it and see what we can find at that point.
I'm sure we'll learn more about it once we're in close quarters with it.
While we're fighting it, yeah. Okay, so Sean, can Flinch describe a description of it, or was it the fog too obscure for it? Too obscured. All right. It's like we have to go in. It's like there's no other way we get more information out of it or from it.
What other information were you going to try to get?
No, it's just like describe the creature. We know its location, so that's one of the biggest things I wanted.
Okay.
And just
so yeah, you know its
know,
location.
yeah.
You know that it's inside of a mausoleum, and you know that it has a hand.
Mm-hmm.
That a hand, like an actual humanoid hand, emerged from the mausoleum and closed the door behind it. Those are the things
You know, it doesn't bother people during the day, which is probably ideal time to go mess it up.
Yeah.
So let's wait till daytime, then head in.
Can we tell if it's undead or some kind of monstrosity?
That's what I was kind of hoping for, but
the smells that that both Flinch and E would be picking up would be very, very much indicative of rotting flesh.
Rot.
It's good news, guys, because rotting flesh smashes better when you hit it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I asked Horace, you got anything for that?
Say that again?
You got anything for a mound of rotting flesh? At this point, I'm just sitting on the wall, just like looking into the grave.
He has a hammer, doesn't he?
I have a hammer.
Perfect.
It's not a specially blessed hammer, not a magic hammer.
You're a cleric. Start blessing.
Okay.
I can feel Andy's blood pressure rising through the screen.
You guys see Silrin wander back to the wall, wearing a duchess's hat and a bunch of jewels.
Hey.
Like one of those big old fluffy hats with the queen things that come up around the top of them. Looks like it spent a little while under the dirt.
Just watching someone come back is like, oh, that's. You do this a lot, do you?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Hey, someone's got to make us. Someone's got to make us look good.
Silver's just fabulous all the time.
Oh God.
Alright.
The options are fairly simple. It's either do we want to go down now and look at the mausoleum, or do we wish to wait till daylight? I'm happy either way.
Known like undead are stronger at night or weaker during the day. Is that like general knowledge?
I think it
So
is.
what you
It's
guys
undead.
know is that this thing wanders around and claims its victims, hurling zombies over the walls at night.
Mhm.
It does not do this during the day.
Oh, okay.
Maybe,
No, wait,
maybe
wait.
it's one of the dead ogres from we first met in session 1.
Oh god.
I'm kind of hoping that the fog dissipates come morning,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
at least we can see what we're attacking.
So
Okay.
I just look at Silverin. So what did you see other than the grave, possibly?
This is what they left, or this is what was in there.
No, but did you see anything around the area? Did the mound come out and try to follow?
That is a good point. Silverin, roll a perception check for me too.
Never mind.
I mean, I look fabulous.
It smelt real bad.
Oh, it was terrible smelling.
All right. Well, since Drake doesn't want to go in now, I guess we'll wait till day.
Yeah, sure do pick on Drake a lot.
This is fun.
Well,
This is like a fun family dynamic right now.
Honestly, my character doesn't mind either way, but he also admits he's probably a little more at home and stuff like this than some folks are.
If we really want, and this is if you really want, we could actually look in the mausoleum without actually having to go into the mausoleum, but it would require one of your pets.
But yeah, keep in mind, it'd be 100 within 100 feet of it. So,
I don't need to be within 100 feet of your pet.
Ah!
I just need your pet to drop something off for me.
Hank, are you down?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So that Flint just looks at Silver and is like just perks up.
Soren will cut his half ponytail on the back and give it to who's ever familiar will take it.
He just like
And
creeps
just-
up. He creeps up your leg like a little bit, like just like a dog like leaning against your leg.
And he would just like inform your familiar to take that inside if he can.
He gives a little chirp, but he grabs it with his mouth and just flies off.
And Soren will go into remote viewing.
Remote viewing.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Screed doesn't know where the location is unless he followed Flitch.
So, Flinch is able to get the lock of hair over to the mausoleum relatively easily, and is able to do so in time and set it down without even looking for a way to get inside. The need to get inside is suddenly rendered moot as it's about another hour, putting it about midnight tonight. The door to the mausoleum, the stone door, begins to slide open. And okay, Silrin, in your trance, you see clearly. Flinch has just set the lock of hair on top of one of the headstones nearby the entrance to the mausoleum, and seeing the door open, jump behind one of the headstones, and is hiding there. Flinch can go invisible, can he?
I believe so. Let me see.
Very likely do that right now.
Yeah, he'll like camouflage right behind, like near the bushes of the headstones.
So, Ren, what you see is first just this slightly pale human arm. Looks like a woman's hand is pushing the door open. And as it does, it kind of reaches down onto the ground after the door is open and sets its hand flat on the surface of the earth in front of it, and just digs its nails into the earth and drags. And what follows behind it looks like 10, 12, 20 other human arms wrapped around each other and holding onto each other in various different ways, holding onto each other's forearms or upper arms. And this amalgamation of human pieces pulls itself out of the mausoleum, and behind it comes just what looks like dozens of humanoid, goblin, just all the various creatures of the realms just molded together into this one mass of flesh. And it's not like they're one creature. They are very clearly individuals holding on to each other, some biting into other places, wrapped around each other to form what is essentially about 15 square feet of writhing, dead things, all holding on to one another and seemingly with one consciousness dragging themselves out of the mausoleum.
So, Silver, what do you see?
It's like an orgy of creatures, but not the good kind. It's a
There's a
very,
good
very
kind.
bad kind.
The very, very bad kind. Okay.
I think at that point, Flinch was just like be legitimately scared shitless, and he just like try to run back as fast as possible.
So as Flinch takes to the sky, leaving behind the lock of hair or bringing it with?
He's skittish. He's skittish by nature, so he'll probably leave the lock of hair by just because I like out of panic.
100 eyes all whip towards Flinch, looking around, searching, hearing the wings but not seeing the invisible creature. They search all these faces, dozens, hundreds of them, all mashed into this one body, looking around for something they can't see, and then wandering off deeper into the graveyard.
Why is Gold 20 lagging on me all of a sudden?
All right. So Flinch would find his way back to you guys. Soren would have seen what he saw.
Flinch was immediately just run under the coat, like run under the coat and just like kind of shiver. There we go.
Oh.
I'm just like petting or like holding on to Flinch like a scared dog or a scared puppy.
Okay. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, did you hear the description? Oh, you did. You made the wonderful analogy.
So you said a orgy
So
of creatures, right?
I would like to be able to put this on YouTube, so let's move away from that line of talk for a moment.
Okay.
Like bodies together.
Like a rat king of zombies.
Yes, a rat, but like made of all different types of sentient creatures, humanoid creatures.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Alright.
Like a undead mosh pit with a lot of gorilla glue added to it.
I'm just
I think
thinking,
it's called Sovereign's glue.
have you guys played Dark Souls 2 before?
No, I have not.
I haven't either.
Oh, okay. There's an enemy called the Rotten. It's basically what you described. It's
Nice.
an entire humanoid like shape of just made out of giant or like of decomposing corpses.
Nice. All right. So what do you guys want to do?
So we know what it is. It's called.
Wait till morning, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could. Do we want to move closer though?
Because we think we have to make a plan first, a plan of attack. It's undead, so I think it's common knowledge that fire is effective against undead.
Is it not?
Is it?
All right.
Am I
So
wrong?
are you guys waiting for morning? There's no shortage of places to stay. I mean, it wouldn't even be too out of the ordinary to just pitch a tent right here along the wall. People do it. It's a thing.
Yeah. I think that's probably what I will do if we're going to wait till morning, just kind of stay nearby. So
Yeah.
once dawn breaks, we have the longest amount of time to handle the problem.
Once daybreak settles, yeah.
I would say you guys could take a long rest if you needed to, but you don't. So the night will go on, and at one point, probably about 2 or 3 in the morning, you guys begin to hear this sound, the sound of all the moaning that you heard before, of the countless voices crying out. And then you start to hear in individuals, one of them start to get close, like, and you would see maybe a block or two away a humanoid figure just splatter against a wall and come sliding down and flop onto the ground. It would get up, wander around, wander into a house, and you start to hear what sounds like clattering and shouting, and the thing comes pitched outside of the house not too long after, somebody inside having slain it. But that's not an uncommon thing for your night, to hear the sounds of moaning get louder and louder until suddenly an undead thing just slams into a wall nearby. They're damaged pretty thoroughly, not hard to dispatch, but it's disconcerting nonetheless.
So like, under my breath, I was like, God, I remember why I hate this place.
But eventually, the morning would come. And as you all hoped, the fog does lift from the area, and it seems like now you can see clear across to the other side of the wall. The mausoleum that the thing went into that seemed like it was miles away was only about 200 feet away. Feels like you could throw a rock and hit the other side of the cemetery. Obviously, maybe only Dandy could actually pull that off, but it seems much closer now. All the distances seem to have righted themselves in the light of day.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
seems like
immediately, I just like Frederick will cast Mage Armor right before anything happens.
All right,
So
cool.
that's we one slot down. And I'll put my AC to.
So now, during the day, it becomes easy to follow this thing's track. It just leaves this huge drag mark behind it that, without all the fog, gets pretty easy to see. So, as you guys make your way into the graveyard, the fog stays away, but as is pretty common here in Waterdeep, deep, dark rain clouds begin to roll in. It seems like it only takes about 10 minutes for them to be fully covering the sky, and no rain just yet, but every now and then a crack of thunder will peal out, just bringing an overall gloomy atmosphere to this whole place. The trail that leads to that mausoleum, again, in the light of day, is relatively easy to follow.
So at this point, I'm trying to make this note. So as we're walking through the cemetery, I'm gonna have Flinch travel exactly 100 feet ahead of us, staying within range, but being able to see everything before anything comes to us.
You can see now that the mausoleum that Flinch would be leading you towards is walled in. No gates, no bars, nothing like that. Just a decorative wall surrounding what looks like a grave plot of dozens of people that are surrounding a central mausoleum. And I'll go ahead and put you guys.
Good job, good job, good job. Well.
Let me like drag Flitch in. There we go.
Brevin, you can drag in E if you'd like to as well.
Where is he hiding at?
So it's like Flinch is like way above us or way ahead of us. Is it cool to leave him on top of the mausoleum, or why don't you just like leave him next to me?
Leave him on top of the mausoleum.
Alright, perfect. Like he is like keeping, like he is like paranoid after seeing that thing, so he's like keeping a complete watch around him.
Right, everybody?
Alright,
I am not sure I'm not sure where he's hiding it.
Oh, 1 second. My dynamic lighting is busted. There we go. That wall is actually blocks your vision a bit.
oh, okay. Oh, wow.
And the day it is daytime. Let me turn that on.
So we don't see anything behind the wall, right?
You can where you're standing, Frederick. You can see into the mausoleum.
Oh, okay, perfect.
You can't
Said
see
the wall.
into the mausoleum, but you can see into the graveyard.
Is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wall
yeah.
like 5 feet or
The wall is 10 feet tall.
10 feet?
So I'm just going to. I don't know if you guys want to join in, but I guess I'll walk. Well, actually, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. Is that cool?
You can cast Detect Magic.
Yeah. Okay. Before we do anything, just see like if the area has any things in store for us. Can I cast the ritual or?
10 minutes.
Pardon?
Takes 10 minutes to cast something.
Okay. Yeah.
Casting a ritual, yeah.
So I guess I'll just like sit down in front of the area and cast Detect Magic while Flinch.
What are you all doing while he spends the 10 minutes to do this?
I'd like to scale the wall.
Okay. Silverin, there are 4 entrances. There is opens here, and north, south, east, and west entrances.
Right.
Unbarred.
I saw.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel comfortable standing at a higher ground
Nice.
and still looking in without having to like
Okay.
just put myself in an opening.
Absolutely. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that there were in fact entrances, but you are more than welcome to scale the wall.
Okay.
10 foot, you can get up there relatively easily.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
I will probably climb atop of 1, 2 with my staff / focus out just in case I need to try to blast anything.
Okay.
The distance. That's actually not that far. Soren's just gonna have his short bow out and an arrow knocked in case we don't know what's inside these graves. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you,
Silverin,
Sean.
now that you mention it, a few of these graves look freshly empty.
oh, perfect.
Sean, would Flinch notice anything going on around the area?
Not a thing. Still as the grave, as it were.
Alright. Guess I'm just waiting here then. Just like focusing.
So you guys can move around. Don't go too far in any one stride, but you guys can feel free to move your tokens around and all that good stuff.
I'm
Is
just
the
waiting for the
wall?
detect magic to go off.
Oh, so you guys are waiting the 10 minutes, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming the wall is not 5 feet thick.
No.
Would it be enough to balance on, or like would I have to like climb down, move around to move on the wall?
What's your dexterity score?
16.
You
total.
can do so easily.
Okay.
As long as that's all you're doing. I would say that if you wanted to balance on top of this thing and move during combat, it would take acrobatics checks and whatnot. DC wouldn't be too high for you because your dex is so high. But yeah, just doing so out of combat is free.
Okay.
Horace, you would be looking into the graveyard and you would see toppled gravestones, empty graves. Mausoleum itself just looks like rotting corpses have just been smacked against it and dragged across it in various spots. No movement, nothing like that. Just yeah.
Yeah, for Flinch, I guess if he smells, hears, or sees anything like way out of the ordinary, he'll come back just to warn or give a notification.
He smells death everywhere.
Right? If he smells
Absolutely.
if he smells more than death everywhere.
So
Do you detect any magic?
For 10 minutes. We're gonna let everybody go ahead and resolve whatever actions they want to do, and take
Okay.
anything, do anything they want to do first. Then back to that.
Just like
I would.
one.
Sorry, I would like to use minor illusion because I can get 30 feet, and just have the cries of a small child happen right at the footsteps of those stairs.
Metal.
As you do that, Flinch just like looks at it too, and like, what the hell's that?
Okay. As the cries seem to be bouncing off of the walls and reverberating back in, echoing strangely. All Flinch would hear it first. Would hear what sounds like something huge shift inside of the structure.
Are you being silly?
It's like as he as I'm casting like detect magic, I just hear in my head, big, move.
So we'll go ahead and say that Detect Magic has taken the time that it needs. And Frederick, you get a massive presence of necromantic magic.
It's like a little sweat goes down my brow, and just like, oh, this is big. Okay.
It seems to engulf the entirety of the graveyard. Looking around, it seems to be spreading out from this place like some sort of disease, the necromancy, reaching out to other graves. You can sense that it's almost reaching into the nearby graves and digging at the soil, reaching in from its beneath. All emanating from the center of that mausoleum.
So I just tell the party, might be stupid of me to say, but as the necromancer is involved, and be absolutely careful. This entire area is like basically a bombshell. Definitely radiating from that building there.
At that point, you guys see what looks like a woman's hand, Horace and Drake, pushing open the front door of the mausoleum. Is it just the audio illusion you're creating, Soren, or is it a visual as well? Soren?
Just
Sorry.
the audio. You can't do both.
Yeah, just the audio. It's not an image of just the cries of a baby, maybe scuffling around like in a playpen or something.
Here we go, people.
So as
Flinch.
Horace and Drake sees that hand push out and just pitch pure darkness beyond, you get the sense that eyes inside are looking around and scanning, not finding what it is they're looking for. And all at once, Horace and Drake, you can see what looks to be almost a dozen little pinpricks of light focus on you, as dozens of eyes, milky and glossy but still reflective enough to catch the daylight that's out here, look at you, two of you, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 arms all rip out from the door and grab on other sides of it and heave, the stone cracking on either side as the massive bulk of this thing just reaches out and pulls itself out and
Flinch
into the light of day.
Flinch kind of reels back a little bit further top of the roof. You just, oh, what the hell is that?
That thing
And we're
is
gonna roll initiative.
way bigger than I thought.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Alright.
Ooh.
Hey, it's 18. Oh, I need to Flinch. Rolled an 11.
And
Oh.
Brevin, your familiar has its own count in initiative.
yeah, but I'm not sure my familiar is hiding at. I couldn't
Oh,
find
shit.
it on the map earlier.
You can always drag him out, just like you do your character token.
This thing looks metal as hell, that's for sure.
Where'd I put him at? Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Little bit.
This initiative, let's roll a d20.
I can give him token actions for you real quick.
He rolled a 12, and what does a bat have for initiative?
Dex modifier.
+2. So, we're looking at a 14.
Oh, we've got to roll it for him to get him into the initiative anyways, so we'll just do that real quick.
Oh, okay.
I got it. I changed it to 14.
He's going to be perched up here, staring at things like these idiots.
And Flint is currently scared out of his mind.
All right.
I think he's so much bigger.
I would just really like to
hell.
thank Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft to giving us this beautiful piece of work here.
Definitely. That's metal as hell.
All right. So, Silrin, as this thing comes lurching out, hoisting its full bulk out and onto the earth, massive amalgamation of just limbs and faces reaching out in all the different directions. Yep. Silrin?
Soren?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was Soren will bonus action use his 1 free charge of phase ire. He will then fire his bow at this thing. Oh,
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
that's Hex will get double 2. 6, 9, 15.
15. Good stuff.
He will drop his bow on the other side of the wall, and he will draw 2 of his rapiers.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try and move around Revan and get to the other side. And if you want me to do a skill check, I can totally do that.
Okay. Are you running across the top of the wall?
Yes.
Acrobatics. Okay. Good.
14. That is Silrin's turn.
Bringing us to Flinch.
Wait, Flinch, I thought he rolled a, Oh, that's me. Okay,
Oh,
so,
sorry. It's Frederick's turn. It's Frederick's turn. Sorry, my initiative is. It is Frederick's turn.
yeah, so I'm gonna try to... can I get behind Horus, or is that just his spot's taken?
You cannot end a turn in an occupied space.
Okay, so... I guess I have to walk in then, because I can't really do anything from... Yeah, I can't aim from here. So I guess I'll go in right about here, I guess, next to Brevin and Silverin. And I'll cast just Burning Hands on it.
Okay. Make sure you're within range, 15 feet.
Is it am I in range? Probably not. So,
Need to get one step closer to it.
okay, yeah, I'll get one more step closer to it and I'll walk up. Oh my god, come on. There we go. And then go straight to his Burning Hands. Why is it not opening my spells? I'll cast it at 2nd level. Hopefully, it'll do something to it.
Okay. Has to make a dex save. Alright, DC 14 for 13 damage. Oh, you upcast it. Cool.
Yeah, for at 2nd level. I guess I'll my turn will end.
It does fail the dex save. So as Frederick reaches out his hands and this wall of flame just bursts out towards it, washes over the creature. It does take 13 points of fire.
Nice.
Anything else?
I still have a bit more movement, don't I? Pretty sure.
You have 30 total.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just move back a little bit back here next. A little bit back here next to Brevin then.
Okay. Boris.
Is there a tombstone that's standing up that I can run next to have some cover from?
Any of the tombstones that
Any of
are-
the tombstones?
Any of the tombstones that are not on their back or flat.
Okay.
We'll
Hard
say
to
that
see.
it'll provide half cover.
5, 10.
Between two of them.
Okay, I will run to here. Behind the tombstone half cover, I'm gonna take a dodge action and like taunt the undead.
A few of the faces turn towards you, Horace, and start reaching out for you, their mouths distending and moaning at you as they reach. There's still dozens other that are reaching in other random directions, though.
That's a lot of things.
Anything else?
Okay, I'm done.
You guys see this thing just rear up, and you see it start to convulse. A bunch of the faces kind of rearing back like they're moaning in pain as this thing kind of opens at its center, and from its chest cavity, this huge gaping hole that has just opened up in its chest. Spew out a few of these guys.
Okay. Okay. As it should.
And that's its turn. What is he doing?
He's flying closer to see what these idiots are up to. Admittedly, he is not exactly the, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. One too many. That's about as far as he has for movement at the moment, so I'm gonna leave him there flying in the air.
Brevin, your turn.
I'm gonna click on myself right quick. I am going to throw a shatter spell right in the middle of all of these
Nice.
sons of guns. And they got to make a DC 14 saving throw.
Oh. Half on success. They all fail.
So everybody takes 12 damage there in that little
Yep.
group. And I think that is all I can really do at the moment.
Okay. Flinch.
I guess Phyllis should just try to fly back to the group. Definitely.
On a very
Actually-
high arc, I'm sure.
Yeah, very, very high arch. There's a little snap hit, so I should be enough to fly back. Wait, how much is moving speed? I think it's 60 feet. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Flinch will immediately fly back to Frederick. Like he would do like you fly up and then go straight down to Frederick, like avoiding any possible like reach this thing could give him.
Okay.
And I'll be his turn for now.
Alright, Drake.
Here we go.
We're gonna cast Burning Hands upcasted.
Oh my.
And no numbers in there. There's a 2. Oh, there's 2 2s. I'll empower it.
DC and damage, please.
So that's 6, 6, 6. That's 18, 19,
22.
22 damage.
Okay.
And DC 14.
Damage. Once again, all failures. As flame just comes rolling over these things, engulfing them and just lighting them up like little torches, you can hear them popping in weird, strange ways.
Alright, and who's after me, Dandy? I'll just back up one, that'll be my turn.
Okay, Andy.
Alright. Are there any in range if I come up for... I guess I could come up here and throw a javelin at the big thing.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh,
A lot of you guys
nice.
are doing some huge damage.
That's big numbers right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said rage. I'm sorry.
You're good, you can rage.
Okay, thank you.
11. Okay.
Chuck that javelin with the strength of a Greek god.
That's all I think I can do until my next round.
Horace, Frederick, and Dandy, you all feel something strange pushing up beneath your feet. When you look down, you see fingers beginning to rip their way up through the earth, and a body begins. A face first emerges through, gnashing teeth filled with dirt and grime. Several creatures begin to pull themselves up and out of the dirt. You guys can see this happening in several different places throughout the graveyard.
All I remark is basically, hey guys, remember how I said bombshell? This was it.
Time to practice our dance moves, guys. Stomp,
Barely.
stomp.
I just, as a head comes out, I just like step it back down. Like, no, you go back in.
Excellent.
Ah, so well.
Right below Flinch. Flinch is basically standing on top of one. And they use
He's like,
half of their movement to get up and out of the hole, and then start a swing in. Horace, it's only an 8 to hit with yours. That certainly misses. Dandy, the one that swings at you, gets a 16 to hit.
No, miss.
Okay. Frederick,
This is
the
a
one
bad
right next to you. Sorry, I gotta move Flinch for a second.
Yeah, my bad. No, we're
17 to hit.
17. Okay, my DC's at 15 right now. I'll use my
Shield?
reaction to. Yeah, no, not shield. I'll use my reaction to use arcane deflection. It gives me a plus. We said 16, right?
It's a 17, sorry.
What, 17?
17.
Ah, no. Well, I can hit either way then. 17. It's a 17 exactly. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the hit.
4 bludgeoning.
4 bludgeoning. Gotcha.
One more. Sorry, I missed a couple. One right there. Alright. So half their movement to get up. They're already slow. I believe that only leaves them with 10 feet left. Okay, Frederick, this one's going to come towards you and take a swing. It is only a 5 to hit. Dandy, there's one towards you that can still reach you. It's going to come up, and that one gets an 8 to hit. Man, these guys are really low.
Except for the first one.
Okay, Soren.
Soren's gonna hop down off the wall, and he's gonna charge the ugly undead booger. Yeah, he's gonna trigger an opportunity from that one.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
6 bludgeoning.
6, got it. And he's going to take 2 rapier strikes against this thing.
Okay.
I don't think 8's not going to hit. And then his bonus action offhand attack, he will inspo that. I'll inspo that second one for the 23.
It sinks into one of the countless bodies that make up this thing's bulk, and the thing just shrieks as it gets pierced. And when your blade withdraws, it's just coated in this thick black slime.
I think I will also blade flourish on this one, and he's going to use his defensive flourish for an additional 6 damage, and my AC jumps by 6.
Nice. Ooh, that's a big boost.
Yep.
Okay.
Swordboards seem pretty dang legit.
Yeah, college sword is sweet. It's like the battle master for those that want to actually play. Right. So, anything else?
No, that was his entire turn.
Frederick.
All right, so I'm gonna move down this square. This shouldn't give me an opportunity attack, right? Because I'm still within range.
I'd also like to point out, we were talking about this in my other game. I'm not saying that you should do this right now, but remember, sometimes it is worth taking an opportunity attack, especially from a weak opponent, to get into a better position.
Yeah, but in this case, I want to cast the Booming Blade.
Okay.
To hopefully get some damage and knock these things back.
Okay. So what are you attacking with?
Pardon?
Booming Blade is a attack modifier.
Oh, well,
Do you have a weapon?
I have a quarterstaff.
So you'd attack with your quarterstaff then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5-foot radius. Yeah, so I'm gonna swing my quarterstaff at this ugly bugger. And that is, let me see, where the heck is it? So one hand. Did it pop up?
I did not see a quarterstaff attack.
It should. Okay, so I'm using don't use macros then. Oh, I'm so dumb. I actually clicked dagger instead of quarterstaff. Okay, so I'll use the dagger hit.
Okay, dagger. 9 does not hit, unfortunately.
Rip. I guess I'll use the best
so
one.
Booming Blade, I don't know why it has it roll as an attack. Basically, whenever you're doing Booming Blade, you have to you attack with your regular weapon, and then it gets sheathed in that green in that like energy, and if it moves, then it takes the damage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
That's 2 opportunity attacks either way, so I don't want to risk that much damage. I guess I'll stay for now. I don't want to use. I'll stay for now. Yeah. That'll be my turn.
Okay, Boris.
Horace, I move past the guy in front of me to be next to Silrin. I was counting on an attack of opportunity, but he already used it. Okay. And I will bless myself, Silrin, and Dandy.
Nice.
Thank you.
And God's hammer protect us all. Good. Done.
He goes, done.
You guys see this thing just again rear up and begin convulsing and shaking, the flesh quivering all over it before it just violently swings apart one of its limbs around and flings this blob of what looks like people and flesh and just various body parts. This blob goes soaring through the air. Who wants to roll the d6 to see who it hits?
Got it.
I'm gonna go clockwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
I say we don't let Drake roll it so he doesn't get blamed for anything else.
Oh,
All right, Silverin, that 3, that 3 is going to send that blob of weird people and dead things at Dandy. So, Dandy, actually, you're probably in the best position to do this. I need you to make a strength save.
Hey.
You have advantage since you're raging. Oh no!
Oh.
Dandy just gets laid low by this huge glob of writhing limbs and rotting flesh. Dandy, you take 24 bludgeoning damage.
What?
And
Do I
you
have
are
it?
encased in this mound of rotting flesh. It has
Do I have it?
bludgeoning, yes, you would have it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
You
goodness.
furthermore, you are restrained. Cannot see. You've basically just been buried under rotting flesh. So you are restrained. You have full cover from anything outside of this blob of stuff.
And I can't fight my way out, like when it's my turn?
You are restrained. So
Okay.
we'll go ahead and... So you can still attack from inside of this mound of flesh that's encircled you, Dandy, but...
Okay.
Okay. E.
Well, what he's gonna do is, He's going to kind of fly above all these things, and he is going to get somewhere over here and attempt to take the help action to distract the giant monster thing to give the guys fighting it advantage on their next hit.
Fantastic. Okay.
Reverencing a host of nastiness here. Let's go with this in here that's a little bit to the north one right in front of Frederick with one beside it. And we're going to blast it with an Eldritch Blast right quick.
Okay. This one here?
Yeah.
15 hits. Okay.
Yes, I did add the Charisma modifier. So, he's hit. And I'm going to move up a little bit to about right here. Where I still got some lines of fire on everything. I think that's about all I got at the moment.
Right, flinch.
So Flinch would take the help action on this Zambi right here. Fly
Next attack
right.
against it will have advantage.
Yes. So
Good.
it's,
Yep, perfect.
yeah, cool. I guess that'll be for now. He's just like clawing at the zombie, if anything.
Right, Drake.
I don't like that this thing is restraining stuff, so we're gonna focus on the big beast for now. However, we are going to make a tactical move. She's restrained. I don't want them attacking her. I'm actually...
They can't attack her.
They can't attack her?
She
Cool.
is buried
I don't
under a
care about-
mound of flesh. The only thing that's going to bother her is that mound of flesh.
Okay, so they're actually gonna go onto me then. Unless I've positioned myself... I don't want them to go into Brevin though. So I'll position myself here so they don't go towards Brevin, and I'll take a firebolt shot at this thing.
Okay.
Actually, no, I want to die faster. We're gonna come out of orbit. Oh, hell yeah.
Yo.
Christmas roll.
Heck yeah.
Let's do...
That's scary.
damage
That
by
one. 20.
Fire's been working, so we'll just go fire.
Burn it.
Oh my god, huge damage.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh.
Mhm.
So 10, 20, 34. 34 damage. Burn it.
Yeah, it is beginning to look rough, guys. Pieces of it are falling off. All the mouths on it are just moaning even louder, and so the screeches are turning into cries of pain as this thing just riles around. It is definitely beginning to look hurt.
Imagine you have disadvantage on that roll. It'd be so sad.
It would be sad. That turn.
Dandy. So, bit interesting for you, what you can do.
Am I able to activate my storm aura and then, like, try my axe, or?
Yeah, you can
No.
totally activate your storm
Okay.
aura.
Okay, cool. I have the.
Furthermore, I don't think
Lightning?
something literally on top of you can even save from that, so you can just roll your damage for it.
Oh, okay.
You'll be making attacks at disadvantage since you're restrained, but 18 still would hit it.
Sweet.
And go ahead and roll your storm aura damage. Is that plus anything? Just a d6.
I think it was just a d6, right?
Yeah. Just a d6.
So,
Hey,
so that is 5, 9 damage. Okay. So you all see Dandy's
Well,
axe
that's
just
being
kind
buried
of
under a load of crud.
break through this crap a little bit, just enough that you can hear her struggling underneath it. You can see that she's breaking her way out of this entombing pile of dead flesh that has her, but it is still covering you. Now, Andy, you take an additional 16 necrotic damage. Start of your turn.
Half that, right?
Necrotic, unfortunately not.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Asimar.
Oh, you should. Oh.
Whoa, wait.
She's an
You're
Asimar.
Asimar, right?
Yeah.
Are you
Natural.
resistant to necrotic?
Off the top of my head, hold on. Let me look at the sheet.
Yes.
She should
She
be.
is
It's only 8 then.
necrotic.
Cool.
That's lucky.
Oh my god, yes.
Alright, I think my turn's done.
All right, that is going to bring us. Yep, it's your celestial resistance, Dandy.
Cool.
Yep. All right, the zombies are going to begin lurching forward towards all of you.
Played this game, but there were plants shooting back.
They can't,
Okay,
they can't hit Dandy, right?
they
She's
cannot.
covered. Perfect. Aren't you safe?
I literally have a meat suit. I'm not sure how safe I am.
We two that's doing necrotic damage.
Imagine
Alright.
that. You.
Silverin, it is a 13 that misses. Drake, 2 slams coming at you. A 9 and a. God, they can't hit anything. A 9 and a 6.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Brevin, 2 slams coming for you. That one's a crit. And a 22. For a total of 8, 15 bludgeoning you take, Brevin.
Okay.
Last one, 14 to hit Frederick.
I'll just cast the.
You already have mage armor on, don't you?
Oh, that's 15. Yeah. I've mage armor. I'm good. That misses.
Okay, it's them.
Good thing I casted that before the fight.
Silverin.
Continuing his whirling dervish, stabbing this thing.
16 hits.
He will also defensive flourish again on this one, to bump his AC up an additional 5, and then his bonus action he will offhand again.
Okay, those both hit. 12, 15, 24. Good stuff. Jeez. Drake, that chromatic orb, probably took an entire round away from this guy.
glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Silrin, once again, as your blades slash across, the face is mown, limbs are detached. It is definitely feeling all of this, and your blade keeps coming away slick with that black sludge.
Yeah, that's Soren's entire turn, just spinning and poking.
All right. Frederick.
So I'm just gonna cast Booming Blade again, or actually, does my dagger keep the effect of Booming Blade active
does
until
not.
it hit? It does not. Okay, so I'll recast it.
It is a cantrip, though, so it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, that's exactly. Okay, so with the dagger swing.
Okay. That
With
hits
advantage.
with a booming blade attack. Okay, good stuff. So remember, the creature does have to move for the burning blade damage to affect.
Okay, so that's 24. That's crit.
Okay, so 4 piercing.
And
And I think that there is some damage it does initially to it. Then if it
yeah, let me see. It should have been.
moves, additional damage occurs.
Did I pick the wrong? Did I pick the wrong spell?
Brandish your weapon. Spells casting makes melee attack with one's creature within 5 feet. On hit, target suffers the weapon's normal attack effects and then becomes sheathed in booming light. Target willingly, so it just takes the weapon's normal attack and then.
Yeah.
At higher
So if
levels,
you
it'll
wanted-
take damage.
Yeah.
Okay, I definitely took the wrong spell. All right, so.
If you want to do anything like, say, I don't know if you have any like innate Misty Step or anything like that as a bonus action, you could clear out that whenever that thing moves, it's going to take more damage even if you're across the field from it.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure Misty Step can cast as a bonus action. No.
You can indeed cast Misty Step as a bonus action.
Yeah, so casting that right now as it is. So I'm gonna move. Misty Step gives me 60 feet of movement, right?
30.
30.
You can teleport 30 feet and then you have your movement afterwards.
Okay, so 60 feet in total. So let me check. I'll be right about. These zombies have 10 feet of movement, right?
20.
20 feet. All right, so right about in this little corner piece right here.
Where are you teleporting to?
Oh, where I'm teleporting? I guess I'll teleport right. Actually, dang it. I have to do it separately now. Okay. Yeah, right about. Maybe yeah, okay. Just to get these zombies off of everybody else, I will teleport right about here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take an opportunity attack and move right about here.
It's only a 7 to hit with the opportunity.
I'll miss.
Okay.
And
Yes.
that will be my turn since I just cast a reaction or a bonus action and action. Go for it.
Oris.
Is the thing on Dandy a creature?
It is moving and writhing. The arms are looking like they're reaching in to try to grab at her and hold her.
Okay, I'm going to
It has an
target it.
AC and hit points. I don't know what else I can say about it.
Does it have saves?
I would say that it will fail any save you throw at it.
Okay, I am dropping a Sacred Flame on it,
Okay.
and that is radiant damage, and hopefully that'll do extra.
How much?
Oh. A D8. Is there
And
anything
Dandy,
to...
how much damage did we say you already did to this thing?
Good.
9.
9, okay.
So, I did an 8. I did an 8, what is it, Celestial?
8 radiant plus
8
Dandy's
radiant.
original 9 will get us up to 17. Okay.
Is
You
it,
all- go ahead.
is it, take extra damage from radiant
It
because
is
it's
not.
undead?
It is not.
Okay.
Not vulnerable, unfortunately. Double check that just to
Good
be
try.
sure.
I would have thought radiant or fire damage
It
would be
is
more
not
dead.
vulnerable.
Hey, Horace, thank you for minding Dandy. She can do radiant damage.
So, you guys can see just a little bit more of Dandy emerge from this mass of just flesh that is grabbing and like trying to hold her down. and the sacred flame, the radiant fire, burns away enough that you get a brief glimpse of her entire upper torso emerging out of this thing. It still has her, but a lot less now than it did before.
The good fight. Okay.
All right. Ooh, my favorite thing. Recharging abilities. Aw, bummer. Alright. So, it is just going to start flailing, and the first slam is coming towards Silrin. That is a 23 to hit, Silrin.
That hits. Mine's
20.
only 22.
22 bludgeoning.
Oh my.
Okay.
As
I've got
this
an
entire,
interception.
column of flesh raises up and then just drops towards Silrin. And as that happens, another huge, it seems like arms are crawling out of this thing, grabbing onto each other. Entire upper torsos reaching out and grabbing up until there's another column reaching up, leaning and tilting towards Horus. Horus, it is another 23 to hit.
Oh,
What's
that
the D10?
hits. But that's I took 12 points of damage off of Silrin's hit.
Oh, nice. Damn.
Mhm.
All right. So Silrin only took 10 bludgeoning?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a great ability. Okay, good stuff. All right, Horus, the 23,
23
it
hits.
is 24 bludgeoning.
Okay. Can't do that for myself. 24. Nope,
Okay.
that didn't work.
That is going to bring us to Brevon's Familiar.
He is going to continue flying around and harassing this giant, ugly thing.
Okay. All right.
And Brevin himself, however, is going to. Well, the first thing he is going to do is pretty simple. Let me pull this up right quick. It is time for him to burn one of his forms of dread. Whereupon I get to roll. Nine. So I get to add 13 points of temporary hit points. Oh no. Oh, sick. And he just kind of takes on a more vampiric appearance for a little bit. Going to swing his quarterstaff two-handed at this one the one between him and Drake right quick. And if it could, no, that's not going to connect.
7 does
Well,
not
never
hit,
mind.
unfortunately.
Never mind. Okay. And he really cannot take other actions at the moment because he takes some opportunity attacks at the moment from both of them. So, I guess we will see what happens next.
Right. Flinch.
Is there an action Flinch could take that prevents reactions?
Unfortunately not.
No. Okay. Okay. So. I guess he'll go straight to the Mountain of Flesh and use the help action on it. So he gets next attack gives
Brevon's already covered that part.
Oh, you did? Oh, you can't just like. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's permanent. Oh, I guess in this case, it would just stay trying to help Brevin then.
Okay.
Attack, holding the zombies.
Yeah.
All right. Drake.
All right. I have to get out of range of them in order to not have disadvantage on my next spell attack. Just 3 opportunity attacks. I kind of want to help Danny get out too, but I really want to finish. All right. We're going to. I can't leave Brevin alone.
Oh,
right.
look, if you need to, I'm okay.
I have a question. Who had the black balls from the pepper shaker?
That is a good question. I think either Drake or I would have it. I have the diamond dust, so I think
Do you
Drake
mean
will have the black ball.
externally or internally?
Right.
Just light Dandy up, should explode everybody.
I just want to see what they do. I don't know. This would be a great time.
All right, we're going to phase step in a moment here. Let's see where do I want to go. I believe it was this one, right? Oh, that's not the one I want.
Wait, dude, who does have the black balls?
I thought Dandy had them personally.
So Dandy's covered, so we can't use them.
There it is. That's not what I
And you
want.
can use them. It's just really bad what'll happen.
Dandy just crumps them up, and Frederick or Drake just lights her up. Just boom.
Alright, so we're gonna go right here. Yeah, that's the best place to go. And we're gonna I don't know, these two are charmed, I guess. If they fail.
What's the DC?
DC 14. DC 14.
Yep, they
Charisma.
fail.
Cool, they're charmed. And I'm going to hit this one with another chromatic orb.
Nice. Nice. Roll that damage.
I'm satisfied with that.
So Drake, how does it die?
I let loose a ginormous ball of fire, and it just rips into it, and the fire just goes like from within, just like gets larger and larger until like the light just like burns it from the inside out, and it just like melts into a seeping mess of melted blood.
Okay. You see all of the other zombies around begin to convulse as this huge mound of flesh just begins to fall down, and it just turns into this pile of corpses, no longer adhered to one another, all of their grips loosening and slackening and falling into this huge, sickening pile of rotted human corpses that just rolls out like a wave. Drake, what is your spell DC?
My spell DC?
Uh-huh.
It's 14.
You see a whole bunch of these things, of all of these zombies beginning to quiver and quake. And Drake, you got this faint impression that something cracked when your chromatic orb struck into the heart of this thing and broke.
Huh.
Oh my god.
What the? Whoa!
You guys see all but two of the zombies just collapse into piles of useless rotting flesh.
Oh my
That
gosh.
Was that random?
Yeah, it was random. I rolled this individual save for all of them, and that many of them failed.
Hey. Oh, that's perfect for us.
Oh my gosh.
Drake, anything else?
I'll just look around and I see a bunch of corpses just like get destroyed. I'm like, I didn't know I had that much power already. That's my turn.
Dandy, all of the hands and everything that were gripping you and dragging you into that mound of flesh, you immediately slackened once that thing died. You are free.
Cool. Yeah, that's right.
There were
She,
two left.
Standing and brushing the dead bits off, she sees the closest zombie and decides to turn a javelin him.
Okay. 10 hits.
Sweet.
Nice. So nice.
Wait, do I have to
Stormwar,
act-
it has to be within a certain amount of feet of you.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yep.
ignore it.
That is still enough to kill this one, though.
Cool.
Alright, anything else?
She's just gonna tell let's see who's next. Siren to just take care of that hey, we mind Taking care of that leftover for me, please.
All right. The remaining zombie, not realizing that all of his brethren have just died horrible second deaths, still just slowly and monotonously makes its way towards Drake. And Drake gets a 20 to hit. For a whopping 5 bludgeoning.
The final hurrah. Revenge.
Silrin.
Yeah, Soren will just drop his 2 rapiers, draw 2 daggers, and throw 2 daggers at it.
Nice. 19 hits. 15 hits.
Yeah, I just
What's all the necrotic from?
it's from Phase Ire still being on, but don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's the just a piercing. So
11 is still enough.
And if there's nothing else, he'll pick back up his rapiers and sheath them.
Alright, everybody. The stench of rotting flesh is absolutely sickening. It is everywhere. This entire place just smells like a 2-week-old battlefield. And you guys can see inside of this mound of amalgamous mound of flesh, there's scattered pieces of armor, little bits of coinage. It looks like all the things that people were carrying when they died have just found their way into this massive blob. And we'll let you guys figure out what's in there when we come back next week.
Okay.
I was gonna say I just start burning all the bodies, but I guess we'll have to wait till next week for that.
Dandy's going to require a bath.